guys, we're back here. You've seen some of my other videos. I'm right now got the transmission out to do the GYTR torque assist gearing upgrade for the transmission. Just want to do a little video on actually getting the transmission out. As you can see, mine is already out. Just a few helpful hints. As you can see, fuel tank is gone. The transmission is actually going to come out of the passenger side here. And what that does, and as you can see, this lower mount is a lot lower, there's a lot more space, and the transmission itself is actually going to come out right here, in between kind of the front bracket where the seat would bolt up and this rear bracket here. Unbolt the main drive shaft coming from the motor, unbolt it, there's two parts, that'll slide out. The rear drive shaft there, going to the rear differential. That's the part that kind of threw me off. Luckily, I referenced to some YouTube videos on how to do that. Pretty simple. Come back here, unbolt the differential itself. There's one bracket on the rear that you'll actually take off the frame. As soon as you have that differential free, all you're going to do is kind of pull backwards slightly on that, and that drive shaft is going to fall right out of the transmission. As you can see here, there's no connector there or anything, it's just simply held in place when everything's bolted in, and that slides right in place. So now you got this shaft is out, the rear one is loose. The front one, once you get the transmission unbolted, all you're going to do is kind of pull backwards on the transmission, and that's going to release the front drive shaft. Now I noticed on that front shaft, it'll come apart in two places. It'll pull out up by the front differential, or it'll come apart at the transmission itself. Mine originally pulled out on the differential. Once I created a little space, I was able to reach in there and disconnect it at the transmission itself. And at that point, it was loose. And it's laying on the bench. Obviously, it's not laying in here still, but all you got, a couple wire connectors. Looks like a ground wire. The shift linkage here. Just unbolted that, mark it with a marker first, help you get it back in place when the transmission goes back together. I did already mention in another video that I have my machine tore down way further than I had to. I did this for a couple reasons. For one, it's not hard, and two, I like to give myself plenty of space to work so I can actually see what I'm doing. I have never done this before. And three, you'll notice the massive amount of dirt and crap that is sitting on top of the skid plate. So for me, I figured I'd tear it down, probably take this front pan out too, you know, where your feet go, floorboard, whatever. Give this thing a thorough cleaning while it's all apart. Anyways, that is my little brief video on how to get the transmission out. Again, it's coming out of the passenger side. You do kind of have to wiggle it a little bit, twist and turn. Takes a little finesse, but overall wasn't that hard. Hardest part was things kind of heavy, getting it picked up and getting it over to the workbench in the tight area that I'm working in here. But other than that, pretty simple. So if you feel like you can do it, get after it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.